Okay, so we come together today to lift the veil for Miss Tiffany, and we ask that her loved ones step forward and give any messages. Her, we'll say husband, because he was basically husband, come forward and he give any messages, um, and any spirit guide messages she may have today. We ask that all messages be for her highest good. Um, and that it only help for her healing journey. Okay, so immediately I hear somebody like come in, and your mom had passed away too, right? Correct me if
Yeah.
yeah. Somebody comes in like a female energy, and she's like, I love your hair. Love your hair. So they're watching you, they approve, they like it. You do look good, but somebody's like, love her hair.
Yeah, she liked this color, so I
Yeah,
just did it.
yeah. She's like, love that hair. Is that more of your natural color?
Well, my natural color is brown, but in the winter I go darker, so it's like a auburn. It's like burgundy.
Yeah, yeah. She's like, I love the hair. I love the hair. So I had to ask. I was like, I really like the hair. Um, she's also talking. She comes in and she's like, why is she crying so much? Did we just have like kind of a crying moment a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah. Um, she understands that, you're grieving and stuff, but she is with you. I know she's not physically with you, and it's just not the same. But she is coming in very strong for you right now. Were you by her picture, or like what triggered this? Because she like
It's right here.
yeah, she like shows me like you're by a picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Where did you go? Yeah, I'm right by her picture. I'm right by Gary's picture. And then there's a picture of me and my dad. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm right here.
and she was like, she's just showing me a picture, and she's just like, this just like set it off. Like, I feel like we've had a really good day, and then we got quiet and we got less busy, and then we were just like, fuck.
Yep, that's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Gary kind of just steps in, and he's kind of just saying what he had said before is, that he always loved you. Did you guys have like a song or something? There's like music playing behind him.
Um, Lady Gaga, remember us this way.
Yeah, there's like music behind him, and it's almost like he's like, okay, I'm here, I'm still waiting, I'm still here. You're not really, alone. Um, I smell a lot of beer.
Yeah, there's still a lot of his beer here.
Smell a lot of beer. Like it's got a strong hoppy smell is the word
Yeah, yeah,
used.
he was an alcoholic, so yeah.
Yeah, he has like a strong, like the alcohol, like he's putting it in my face, like smell it.
Yeah, beer and vodka.
Yeah. Um, I'm trying to see what else he has to say. He's just kind of again, he's saying like it's not your fault. He's talking about for you to please stop blaming yourself. Um, and that's hard. That's hard. There's somebody's talking about something missing. Is there something you can't find?
I can't find
Something
a
miss-
hoodie and I can't find $100. So, um, it was silver bars. Can't find that, and I can't find a hoodie. I have no idea where it is.
Yeah. So the somebody's saying the silver bars are with the sun.
That would be the person that he that would be the person that I'm thinking that killed him, like with all the stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Hmm.
But I can't find a hoodie. So I don't know where it is, but I've I mean actually there's not that much weird stuff here that I didn't know that he already had, but
Yeah,
a lot of the stuff's still here. Um I just changed all the titles in my name for his cars. So
yeah. But they wanted to talk about like missing, missing. She's looking for something that's missing, 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 missing.
yeah, his hoodie. I mean there might be something else that's missing that I don't know of yet. So
Well, what color was it? Was it like a dark blue? Did it look almost?
gray, like it was a gray, it was a dark blue gray.
Yeah. Um, I feel like there are coats in front of it wherever it is. Like it's stuck in the back of a closet somewhere. With
Um
stuff in front of it.
Yeah, I'll have to look because I cleaned out the closet. But there was a coat with all his coats on it. There was two hoodies there, but it wasn't the one I was looking for. I found the two dark blue ones.
Hmm.
I'll
Hmm.
have to look in I'll have to look in the other closet though.
I think it's like in the last place you would look for it too.
Probably.
I think it's in the last place you would look for it.
It's he wore all the time. It was actually in some of the photos. Um, Someone made me a diamond painting, and he has that hoodie on of
Well,
his picture.
yeah, it's still there. The silver is gone.
Yeah, I figured. I figured it was gone the day that he passed away. So.
Hmm. Um, they're talking about the money and the drugs and anything of like value that would carry into that part of his life is I think is gone.
Yeah, I figured.
It's not on the property anymore.
Well, that's fine with me, but
Yeah. Because he's talking about if it would have stayed, that would have gotten you in trouble, like further in trouble.
probably, yeah.
Yeah. And again, he did not want you in trouble.
Yeah.
And
I mean, so that's the only part I'm angry about, but I mean, I'll get over it. But
yeah, that part's gonna take a lot of time.
yeah.
Good.
Um, I just hope that he's okay because we're actually part of his daughter's life now that he didn't get to be a part of. Um, I bought her a whole bunch of Christmas presents and his granddaughter, so they're going to be coming over here in a couple days probably to get all this stuff. And I just feel horrible because he never got to be a part of her life.
Um, he's talking about they're very proud of you for doing that because you kind of like you're in a very interesting position to where you guys were together for so long, but you don't necessarily need to do that.
Right.
Like, that's not necessarily your place.
No, I chose to do it.
Yeah, but they're proud of you. Like it's a surprise. I think he's a little surprised that you would do that. But he's proud of you that you would do that. And he is with you. He is watching you. And I know it sounds silly, but he wants to be there whenever you guys are opening like the gifts and stuff and exchanging. And I think he's going to be watching and popping in and
I hope so because he didn't like Christmas, but that was because his dad passed 4 days before Christmas. So maybe now he'll actually like Christmas because he's with his dad. So
well, this is giving Christmas a new meaning to him because he didn't have kids before.
yeah,
So now he can see that through you.
right. Yeah.
Um, he's talking about a little bit of like regrets right now. And I feel like he probably did have some regrets. Yeah. Excuse me. I usually have my soda with me. He's talking about having some regrets, but I think he's not present here for this. Like he's present, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
he's not here for this meeting. Like I feel like if he would have had access to this girl and to his grandchild, he would have shown up for them.
right.
But he's still going to be popping in. Does she have like a little girl?
Yeah,
Yeah, he visits the little granddaughter. He goes, "Oh, she's so precious." Oh,
yeah. He would have been a good grandpa.
like, "Oh, she's so precious." Oh, my.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. That's he loved kids, so
I get that vibe from him. Like he's very like, "Oh, isn't that so cute?"
yep. He was an asshole, but he loved kids, so
That was like his kryptonite. He couldn't be mean around kids,
no,
and he never was.
no.
Um, but he does visit her, and I think he's watching her, and he's going to continue to visit this little girl, like to be some type of protector. Like he wants
Yeah,
her close.
right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think if she ever like starts to have experiences or see things, that might be a little scary to her at first. That can be, especially for kids.
Yeah.
But if she can describe him, then you can just say, "Oh, just grandpa. It's fine."
Yeah, right now she's only about 2 months old, so
Yeah,
never got to meet her in person.
yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm not usually a yawner at night.
That's okay.
Anyway, so like I was saying, I think he's going to start to be very active visiting. Feels like it. He wants to like visit them a lot more. Um, he's talking about wanting you specifically to find peace with how kind of everything happened. Um, trying to explain it because dead people don't understand time.
Yeah,
And I'm trying to explain that takes time.
yeah. I'm trying to, but I don't know. I just want him to come back. I'm like, there's stuff that I didn't think I'd miss, and it's like, okay, I wish now I just miss it all. So,
Because you don't have any of it. Yeah.
right.
Okay. Yeah. Geez. So I think the main thing that he wants you to know, and your mom wants you to know, that you're just, this is going to take a long road, and they don't understand like time. However, they're still like in and out. They're still very much with you. And they see you and they're very, very proud of you. Like the steps that you've taken to kind of try and heal and do what you need to be doing. They're
Yeah.
watching you on this healing journey and they're happy that you are taking the steps to kind of be like, okay, this is the right way to do it. He's talking
Yeah.
about cutting
I,
any corners.
yeah. Huh?
He's stopping me and he's like, tell her not to cut any corners. Like she needs to do everything right.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. I told his friend off the other day and, confronted him, and his friend finally took accountability for what I was saying. But I mean, it was some closure, but not all the closure. But I mean, at first he tried to put it all on him, and I'm like, no, it wasn't all him, it was you. I know it was his fault too. I know it was Gary's fault too, but he tried to put it all on Gary, and I'm like, no, that wasn't the case.
yeah.
I mean, he finally took accountability, I guess. I mean, I guess it's the best I'm gonna get. So,
Well, yeah, it is because that guy is a psychopath. Like,
yeah. I mean, he let me scream at him. I called him everything you could think of. I told him he was a murderer and everything else. So,
yeah,
it was pretty bad.
that's okay. That's okay because that's the truth. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And he knows it's the truth. And now he's being faced with his adult decisions. And that makes him uncomfortable because, dealers are not used to being confronted.
Yeah, and I thought I'm like, oh no, I'm like Gary's gonna yell at me because it was his best. He thought he was the best person in the world, and I'm like, I'm sure he's up there mad at me for I was not nice at all. So he was afraid to come over here to sign the title over to me.
That's okay. Um,
Yeah,
I feel like he is seeing him with clearer eyes. Somebody describes it as sober eyes.
yeah,
I don't think, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, I don't think Gary was ever, why am I so tired? I don't think Gary was ever sober, fully
no,
sober in this man's
never.
presence. And I think if he was sober, he probably wouldn't have liked him.
No, he was never sober in his presence. I mean, he was sober to where he could function, but I mean, he was all there was. I mean, he was always under the influence. So
Yeah, yeah. So definitely, definitely he is on this healing journey. And I think like just like before where he's like, I take responsibility, I think he's also seeing the people he aligned with. It's almost like he's watching his life in reverse.
yeah, and,
And he doesn't seem or feel mad at anyone. I think he's still kind of like accepting the role that he played in his own death. My goodness, in his own death and in his own passing. But
yeah,
he's also seeing everyone in his life that used him, but the people also that were there for him. And I think that's why he's specifically mentioning that he's proud of you because you're going out of your way. You're doing these things that almost make you a little uncomfortable, like this confrontation thing. But
yeah,
you're standing up for him, and that was also like he's proud of that. And he may not have ever been like, I'm proud of you in
yeah.
life, but he's proud of that now, watching you from the other side.
Yeah, I mean, I told him before, I fought for you in the beginning, I fought for you while we were together, and now I'm fighting, I'll fight for him for the rest of my life. So that's what I'm doing because I mean, people aren't nice and they haven't been nice. And I'm not telling everybody, how he passed, but it's just their assumptions. People are just rude and they think I should already be over it and everything else. And he was such this horrible person, and he really wasn't. I mean, he made people think he was, but he really wasn't.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll fight for him the rest of my life, I guess. I mean, so I'm bored because I don't have anything to do. I always took care of him, so I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? Like I have all this extra time and I don't know what to do with it. So.
Now you're like, I'm gonna fight people. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's what it's been. So
Mhm.
something every single day. There's some. I mean, it's just I can't believe how rude people are. He's always told me, and then, I finally see his mom's true colors, and I feel so bad for defending her all the time with him, and like his mom is just a not very nice person either. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, he saw a lot in his lifetime, and that's why he wasn't nice to some
yeah,
people. He didn't portray himself as nice.
and she did a lot to him that I really thought that he just said that she did, and no, she's doing it to me now. So.
Yeah.
If I don't ever see her again, then I'm good. I'm good. I wish she would give me some of his ashes, but I don't. I'm not gonna get them. So
He's talking about specifically, he was like, I warned her 10 years ago that this is how
he did. He did.
I
But
warned her 10 years ago. I feel like it was a big to do, and then he just like didn't talk about it again.
yeah, he did. He warned me. Did I ever think she was gonna do this stuff to me? No. I thought she'd give me some ashes. I mean, I even offered to pay for the stuff. So she
He's
wouldn't take my money and she won't
listen.
give me anything of his. So
Yeah, yeah. He's like, she's not listening. She didn't listen.
I didn't.
No, she didn't listen.
I didn't listen. He was right though. So. I'm sure he'll laugh about that. But yeah, he was right. I told him that he was right the day he died. So I guess that was the last thing he heard from me too.
Did he smoke?
Yeah.
Because he has a like. It seems like he's like going like this, and he's going, "Haha, I did."
Yep. His cigars. Yep.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
That's
He did.
like
Yeah.
little like I've already fucking told you. Like, what surprise is there?
Yeah. Yeah. She's a big. She's a trip. So
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I would like to get into some of these tarot cards if that's okay.
that's fine.
Give you some more actionable steps to keep you going. Um,
Okay.
the sun comes up, and that talks about a lot of new opportunities coming your way. And for you in your situation, I think a lot of healing. And I think getting closer to his daughter and his granddaughter is really going to help facilitate healing. Oh my God, on your grieving journey. So this is going to be a really, really good thing. And I want you to keep that relationship as close as you can,
Hmm.
and really just nurture it because I think it's going to be a really good thing for you. If somebody comes in and talks about whenever other people don't believe you, she will.
Yeah.
Um, and as that continues to grow, like it'll be better for you. Um, so the next card is expand time. And somebody comes in and is talking about like, oh, I'm gonna visit her, I'm gonna visit her, I'm gonna visit her. And I think you're gonna have like a revolving door of visitors. But I also think you're gonna start to have like if Gary's coming in, other dead people are gonna come in. Like there are gonna be a lot of different other people coming in and out to visit you, to give you visitations.
Yeah.
I hear somebody like rustling papers. Is there like paperwork you're looking for, or like do you hear like papers falling?
No, I mean, I found everything that I need so far. Like with his titles and everything. His mom threw away all the other paperwork I needed. She threw it away, but I mean, I was still able to close things out without it. I don't know. I mean, I closed his cases out and I did the right thing to do and stuff like that. But
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I don't know. She talks about like they're talking about like papers, 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 papers rustling, papers being like missing, gone. Um, but do we need them?
yeah, he had a notebook of like all his medical problems that he had that every time he took to the doctor and things like that. I mean, she threw all that away, but the stuff that I needed, I found. I mean, before she got it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. That's they just keep talking about papers. And you might be he shows me like a notebook that like falls on the floor and is like boop 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 boop.
Yeah, that's the notebook that I was looking for whenever he passed. And when his mom went in the garage, that's the first thing she like threw away. And then I kicked her out. I'm like, you can't just throw stuff away. Like, so I told her she doesn't need to come back.
Yeah, of course. Um he's talking about he visits her and like moves her shit around. Was he ever like kind of like spiteful like that? Like
Yeah, he's done that to me, but
move
not now. But I mean, when he was here, yeah, he did it to me. But I would do it to him, and he was OCD, so he hated when you moved his stuff.
he's talking about in particular like moving her things because she like touched his stuff. It's very just like petty.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
petty. And I feel like she is kind of confused. Like she walks around her house a little confused because she can't find things because he's actually moving the things that she can't find.
yeah. He probably is, and he's probably. I mean, I that would be funny. I mean, he did say that whenever when he said when he passed, he was had a list of people he was gonna haunt. So I knew she was on the list. So.
I think she's like one of the top people that's on the list. Like he
That and my neighbor's on the one side. So
Something about a dog. It's like the dog bothering you with the neighbors.
Um, no, he used to sit with our neighbor's dogs every day. That was his therapy dogs, and then she moved and totally ghosted him out, so he didn't get to see the dogs anymore.
Oh,
That was his therapy. He said that's what kept me alive because he got to be with his therapy. So,
oh. All right. So the next couple cards are Mother of Cups. And whenever the Mother of Cups comes in, that talks about you either needing nurturing or becoming the nurturer of other people's emotions and just holding space for a lot of people, right? So and I think you're going to become that, but also need that
mhm.
in a sense. You're going to be you're going to be becoming that for his grandkids, your grandkids, like, oh, sorry, excuse me. He's talking about like his grandkids or your grandkids. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's correcting me.
That's the first.
But anyway, he is you're gonna be okay. However, you're gonna have to like work your way through the trenches of all of this just massive amounts of guilt.
Yeah.
It just feels really, really heavy. You did pull padded room, and whenever I see padded room, it's almost like we need a timeout. We need a break. Um, and they're talking about somebody comes in, and I know you're like, I don't have fuck all to do with my time right now. And as funny as it is, they're talking about you actually like volunteering and like volunteering somewhere and volunteering your time to feel useful again, to be helpful.
Yeah.
Have you thought about doing anything like that to kind of keep you busy?
Possibly. His daughter needs a babysitter to go back to work, so
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
possibly that.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be really good for you and really healing. Let's kind of finish up here a little bit. So we've got the Nine of Cups in reverse, and I think this really just talks about your grief journey, honey, and how you're still on it, and we're still kind of in the thick of it, but we're almost kind of done with the it hurts so bad it's like an open wound.
Yeah,
I feel like it's going to kind of callous over a little bit our grief.
right.
It's still gonna be there, but it's gonna be, easier to carry.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? I think as you begin to fully and completely close everything out, and you kind of, like, seek the justice that you want, and you feel like that is fully taken care of, I think you're gonna kind of be like, "He's gone, but it's not as bad as it once was."
right.
It's gonna take some time to get there.
Yeah,
What is chaos to the fly is harmony to the spider. They're bringing up again like people going to court, people facing justice. I feel like that's still a really important thing for you to break down and deal with is to have people pay for what happened to him and how he was kind of like set up.
yeah.
They're talking about like this really kind of being reflective of a murder that he really was like he wasn't murdered, but he was that's kind of the vibe.
That's how I feel about it. I mean, I know that he did it, but I feel like it was their fault and it was basically a murder. And
Hmm.
that's how I feel. I mean, I'm not even blaming him for what he did. I'm blaming them.
Well, yeah, because they set him up.
Yeah.
They set him up. So it's gonna get better. If you really want more clarity on it, I would speak more to the detectives that are still handling his case.
They won't even speak to me. They won't yeah, they won't return phone calls, nothing. Like I don't know, it just I feel like they just like forgot about it.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to like go down there, be loud, Make your
Yeah.
presence known. Be uncomfortable. Kind of like whenever you confronted the friend, be uncomfortable, be unapologetic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was surprised I did that with his friend, and I'm like, I thought his friend was gonna hang up on me, and he didn't even like tell me I was wrong. So I'm like, like
Not
if
wrong. They're not going to tell you you're wrong.
yeah, something I didn't do, I would be saying I didn't do it. He just sat there. So I'm like, well,
Yeah. And your pain is real. Your pain is valid. And that's okay. Um, so your next couple cards are the Chariot, which this really talks about somebody who's going to have a lot of success, but is going through an uphill battle and just carrying a lot of weight on their shoulders right now. And I think that's kind of where you are. You are struggling to go upstream in a sense, but you need to just take a minute, be proud of yourself for the things that you're accomplishing, the things that you're doing. You're doing these things independently without the help of like anyone. So I think you're doing a really good job. You're holding it very well on the outside.
yeah.
Um, even though I know on the inside, you're like, what in the fuck?
Yeah. The twins down the street keep me going. So yeah, they don't let me give up. So they're here often.
Good. The next card you have is break the cycle. And I think what that kind of translates to for you in your situation is it's really going to be you. They're talking about filling his shoes, stepping up and like being the present in a way he was not physically capable of or mentally capable of. And I think you're going to be breaking that cycle for him and for you, with his family, with his kids, with his grandkid. And you're not really going to be remembered as like this sad person. You're going to be remembered as the person that stepped up,
Yeah,
or he unfortunately is the person that is not remembered in a good, you're going to be the person that is
right.
remembered in the right.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah,
I'm kind of asking, is this case or whatever happens with his stuff going to be successful? And I think it is eventually. It's not going to be right now. We don't have a resolution right now. But you wished for this, is your final card. And I do think there is going to be some type of resolution. I think right now the general consensus is, oh, he OD'd.
yeah,
And that's just what he's just another OD. It's just another OD. But this feels
yeah,
like we're pulling back an onion and we're going to expose layers. They still show me like the son with the money and hiding the money everywhere. Like that has not been found yet, because this is still bigger than just Gary, and it will forever be multi-layered.
yeah,
But he really did get caught in kind of the crossfire and very much manipulated. Um, but there will be some type of resolution. When that is, I can't see just yet. But I think the main focus is like what your mom and Gary and your spirit guides and tarot cards kind of want you to focus on right now is healing,
yeah,
because you can't fight for somebody if you're exhausted,
right.
right? Like you've got to take care of you and show up for you. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm learning because I never cared about myself. I always took care of him. So he
Yeah.
was my number one. So
Yeah. There's somebody talking about it's gonna be baby steps, it's gonna be hard, but you're getting it. You got it. You're standing up on your own 2 feet.
yeah,
Yeah,
trying. Yep.
you are. We are down to our last 2 minutes. Do you have any other follow-up questions I could pull for really quickly?
No, I'm good. That
Yeah.
I'll probably be back next month. So you better come back.
Okay, okay. Fine. That's fine. No worries. That's okay. I'm around. So you're good, and you'll get a copy of this reading just like you get all of your other readings, okay?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. Do you need anything or anything before we kind of sign off here?
No, I just need him to know that I love him.
He hears you. He knows. And he keeps talking about how much he loves you. And he began again the reading with I've always loved her. She's, you're his person. And he's very solid in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Um, and so whenever you go to sleep tonight, he doesn't want you to cry, but you can still talk to him.
I do. I talk to him all the time.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. And he's talking about trying to visit you in dreams more.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll
Yeah, he hasn't done that yet, so I'm waiting for that. So
you'll have it. You'll have it. It's coming. It's coming around the bend. He's still kind of healing in his own way and doing
yeah.
his own things, but you will start to have like a kick up of activity. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
But this has been our reading, and you're welcome to come back anytime,
All right.
and I'll try to give you all the messages that I can.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. You
All
have a
right.
good night.
You too.
Mhm. Bye.
Bye.